everyone, welcome back to another Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond and we have a wonderful game for you today. Today we have BC playing as the Teal English player. He is currently doing a series on YouTube and on Twitch, which is the name of his current name in Age of Empires 4. Would highly recommend checking out that series. We'll leave his link to YouTube and Twitch in the description below. Down on the bottom side of the map, we have Bobby Kotick playing as the Red Rus with the old silver bell in the middle. I do not believe Bobby has any socials, but if he does, please let me know. I will leave his links in the description below as well. Now, it's going to be a tough one today for our English player, aka Beastie. The English do struggle into this matchup. I'm pretty sure everyone struggles into the matchup because this is the only S tier civ on BC's current tier list, the Rus. The English sit at currently a 43.2% win rate across 375 games in Conqueror and above. And the English also sit at a 47% win rate across about 12,000 games across all ranks. So definitely an uphill battle for Beastie. So we'll have to see how he fares. He's doing the patented Beastie. Maybe he took this from someone else way back in the day. I think the Missa used to do it a lot as well. But his most recent English guide has the 2 farms in the very beginning. It saves on sheep, and the English do nothing with that early wood. So it's well worth it. Also, BC's going for that traditional gold timing. So should be sitting in a pretty good spot. Does get 2 scouts out on the map. There is 1 and there's 2, so collecting plenty of sheep, and also wants to prevent that Rus player from getting a very steep bounty. Does not want that to be happening. Now the traditional kind of route is the council hall, but with the Kremlin involved, and there looks like we can check out the base in a second, looks like some really good Kremlin spots over there, but wouldn't be surprised to see council hall. But also the Rus are a cavalry civ, so there might be also a chance for Abbey of Kings. You just never know. It is pretty common when it comes to against cav civs, and honestly, if you're just feeling a little bit something different. Now down below we can see that there's a few good spots for a Kremlin. I think the biggest, easiest one is well, Bobby, you kind of beat me to that placement, but I was going to say probably somewhere around here. You secure gold, you secure stone, usually for that second expansion, and then you also get this wonderful wood line that you'll get bonus from the Kremlin. Now, Rus typically go for a 2TC type of vibe, 2TC build into kind of standard knights and archers, and then they kind of can go late game if they want to. Now, as you see across the way, we do have the Abbey of Nimes, aka the Abbey of Kings, getting placed down by Beastie. Is not messing around, looking for that king to defend that early Rus pressure with those early knights. I do like this adaptation that a lot of the pros have been doing. I think the first time I ever saw it was by Wham, but I'm sure it's not the only one, and I'm sure it wasn't the first time it was ever used. One thing to note this season, of course, the English King is a little bit cheaper and can start to heal himself over time, so not the worst. And honestly, it does provide a decent front line, and it provides a little bit of, just a little bit of healing aura. You're like the pseudo French knights, but a lot less powerful. Now, we can only assume with the Abbey of Kings going down, we're going to see a few stables out of Beastie, really building up that knight mass, and then probably going in something like a backline like archers or crossbowmen, but probably crossbowmen because they're going to be going knights over here. Now, of course, they could always go something else, but that's just kind of the stock standard play. Now, we always hope they go something else, keep this a little bit spicy, a little bit fresh. These commentaries can only do so much. If you've made this far into the video, I would really appreciate if you just leave a like on the video. I know I usually say like and subscribe, but at the very least, if you could just leave a like on the video, trying to get out to more and more people, helps the algorithm a whole bunch. So subscribe if you so choose, but really, if you could do me a favor and drop that like, that would be greatly appreciated. Now, we do see the stone is being collected here for our Rus player. Bobby's looking for that 2TC kind of opening. And honestly, so is BC going to be matching it. I guess rock for rock, I suppose, if you will. No, but at the same time, though, we just have to see here. Now, of course, if you are a new player, and if you're looking to see if they're scouting for an expansion, of course, if you see them on stone, that's a tall tale sign. But what you can also do is you can just click on the stone outcropping physically in game. You can look to see how much stone they're actually collecting. So if they collect around 350 stone, it's probably a good sign that they're going to be going for that TC. Now, if they collect a little bit more, they might be going for more, even more. So just be careful of that. Make sure you're well aware of what's actually happening, and those small changes can really, really help. Now, on this map, there is a possibility for trade, so you can always watch out for that. The Rus don't usually go for that kind of opening, and it looks like we're going to be doing a stock standard. Obviously, the Kremlin is already down, but that's also a possibility on this map. As you can see, it's pretty tucked away, and with these kind of scattered wood lines, it is not the worst ever to fully wall off your trade line. But if you saw the Abbey of Kings, that was always going to be a tough one to deal with. Now remember, all of this trading is beneficial for Beastie. The lower he can get these scouts down, these other knights down, the better, because he's going to run these back to the Abbey of Kings, and they're all going to start to heal. The king is healing up now, but now he's in the aura, and he'll start to heal even more. Make it nice and easy to top all the way up, and he can go back out to battle quite quickly. Now, if you're going to drop a TC, this is like the perfect spot to do it in the entire world. All these villagers are heading over here, and there it is. I mean, it just gets you a little bit of everything, plus 2 gold mines for your troubles. Ain't too shabby across the way. This same thing has been selected. We have the boar and 2 gold mines instead of deer and 2 gold mines. So, pretty good expansions for both players, but we can see little red dots over here. Looks like we're going for another TC, my friends. Bobby is going for a naked 3 TC build, which is always a little bit ambitious. We'll have to see if BC decides to punish, but honestly, it doesn't look like BC's in the realm of punishment. There's no... He's not really in the... he really can't do anything about it. He has no military units to actually do anything about this. So, honestly, a good response here from Beastie would be to read the situation, understand that the English have a built-in town center for Castle Age, and probably just go for that. Honestly, that's usually what most English players do, so probably start to save up for that Castle Age timing and get up as quickly as possible, because if your opponent's going 3 TCs, they're not really going to be able to harass you too much. Yes, there are 2 knights out in the map. One's over here, I'm assuming. But, oh, there he is, helping out with the boar kill. But again, still getting chipped away, which is never the best thing. But there's only 2 knights in the map. They can't stop another expansion or the Palace of Kings. So definitely think that is the move at the current moment for Beastie. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see if he starts to save up. Only 3 on gold for now, so he might not be going for that. Might be going for a little bit more of an all-in type of play. But I see nothing in the queue, so he has something up his sleeve. Now, no economic upgrades for either player. The first one coming in is that double broad axe for our Rus player, and there is the 3rd TC. Once BC sees that, he's going to be going for something, right? That's a tall tale sign. Looks like we have a scout and the king over here. Let's see if he's going to be able to scout that. So he sees the first one, and now he's going to go over here. And it looks like he's going to be able to scout that quite quickly. He knows that he can sense that there's nothing on the map currently looking to stop him. So he really understands that there's got to be something, right? He only sees the 1 knight. He knows there's nothing else coming. He's getting wheelbarrow. He's feeling pretty safe. He sees that there's a whole bunch on gold. And there's really nothing to kind of in his way at this point. Looking to see that this wood line is pretty susceptible to a raid, and here we go. He's going to round this corner and see that 3rd TC. There they are. The Kremlin Gremlins are providing support in that manner, but decides to dip on out of there. Does not want any of that action from that long-range archer tower from the TC. Decides to head on home, get some heal. Is going to heal you all the way up and call it a day. No worries at all. Now we can see starting to float a little bit of food. Let's see if he starts to float that gold as well, and that might be the sign that he's going up to that Castle Age. Getting that another TC for himself. Only down by a few villagers though, but it will start to change at this point though with the 3 TCs. So BC's going to have to make some response here, because obviously 3 is better than 2. Now this is also very nice by BC, getting out these early horsemen, chipping away. And remember, all these little chip damage are super important. All these knights cannot heal, but Beastie's units can, so all these engages are definitely going to be worth it for Beastie. But at the same time, though, this 3 TC is just absolutely chilling right now, so Bobby is probably feeling great at the current moment. As long as he doesn't leave that horseman, that's going to be sitting very nice. We can see that it's kind of staying about the same, which means there's probably a little bit of idle time. There it is in the 3rd TC. Unfortunately, does not have enough food to actually supply that. Bobby, you're killing me here. We need you to do this, or else this naked TC is not going to be looking too nice. But knights are now on the way, and they will be the frontline providers of Bobby. And we can see that the BC has decided to start to float a bunch of food, so we're going to be seeing that Castle Age timing. We're just going to drop the King's Palace somewhere, right, Beastie? We're not going White Palace. There's no need for that. There's only 5 knights out on the map. It would make not much sense. We're getting lots of gold real quick. Wants to get up as soon as humanly possible. And we'll be able to achieve that quite quickly. We can see that there is really catching up in time. Oh, it looks like all of them are currently idled besides this one. And now we finally are back on track. Unfortunately for Bobby, that is actually huge in terms of timing, because now BC's going to have his 3rd TC up, and his TCs have not been idling in the slightest. We know that that's for an absolute fact. If you guys have made this far, let me know what you guys think. Do you think that auto villager queue should ever be added to the game? Because even right there, right, that would make a huge difference. Bobby would be sitting at like 55, 56 villagers at the current moment if there's no idle time. And that would actually change this entire game at the current moment. Right now it's actually tied, which is making this castle so much more valuable for Beastie. But if that wasn't the case, this could be a whole different game. So I wonder what are your thoughts? I don't really know. I think that they'll never actually make the change on the computer side of things, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm not a firm believer that they'll make the change. I've been playing RTSs pretty much my entire life, and it just seems like every time they make something auto, yes, it's a quality of life change, but it does feel weird to me because so many have the same mechanics. But we even have some idle time over here, but I'm sure that's just going to be getting back into the queue. There we go. Nice and quick. Now we're going to have to see, Bobby's going to have to respond a little bit something here. We have a few stables over here, so just traditional front line. What else we got going on over here for Bobby? That's about it. We have some collection going on over here. We have a nice wall off going in for both players. Everyone's feeling safe and sound. No one wants to get raided. And we have knights coming out for Beastie. It does look like we got a nice villager kill over here for Bobby, and one more is going to be going down. Slice and dice. We can turn around and get this one, Bobby. There we go. Nope, we're not going to turn around. But now Bobby is starting to hit that lead a little bit more. So it is nice to just see him keep that kind of 2 villager lead at this point. A monastery is going down, so BC's looking to start collecting that passive gold income. And honestly, it's only going to be a matter of time. And there is the high trade house for Bobby. Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to guess 180. Looks like a very solid high trade house. Right out front, though, so it's a little bit susceptible to a raid or the first ram. But I don't think that's anywhere in the card since there's only 13 knights in total on the map. I think we're going to be A-okay from that front. But that's going to be very nice. Let me know in the comments if you want to guess that one as well. Looks like that scout was trying to provide a little exit plan for these knights over here. They will be getting 1 villager, it looks like. Boom. They get it done, but those knights are going to be done and dusted. 1 knight's going to chase them all the way down. Make no mistake about it, they will finish the job back here. So let's move on somewhere else. We see that the wall is going out fully, and we can see that Beastie's kind of 8k gold is a little bit farther out, so we're going to have to defend that with something. Maybe a keep, probably a keep. Nice and easy, just drop a keep. There's plenty of stone in each base. But as you can see, Bobby's in a very nice position for his 8k gold. So could easily defend this with a keep or just a few walls. So in terms of map positioning, in terms of the walls, this is definitely the more ideal one. We can see there's a few relics over here and here. And they're going to start to be collected very soon. We can see that the monks are rolling out for Beastie. But there is a knight guarding each of these, so that might be... might not end super well. I think Beastie got a cheeky little kill up front over here, which might have led to that one. And there it pops out. That's a brave villager right there. Decides to pop out in the line of fire. Beastie immediately takes that engage, goes, you do not have enough people here. And there we go. That villager will be taken down after all said and done. That one just phases through the lads. No worries at all. It happens from time to time with some of that. And now the Kremlin Gremlins have been popped out. And that's a whole bunch of knights. These are going to be cleaned up quite quickly. A nice surround. Oh, decides to let them out, but the wiggle sticks here for Beastie's knights. Let them get out of there unscathed. Thought they were definitely dead to rights, but you know, it is what it is. They survived and they persevered. Now they're moving back out. They can always take these engages because remember they will be constantly healing up, and they can also go back fully to the Abbey of Kings to heal up even faster. The gold in the middle of is now done. Now we're moving on to the next safe gold vein, and then they can move out to this one or this one. So BC has plenty of options. No one's in any rush. Another relic is being collected, so 2 for Beastie. We do see Warrior Monks yet? There are 2 on the way, so they will be coming out quite quickly, and hopefully they're going to be securing some relics for Bobby as well. This is the fight over the relic. We're going to have a mini engage. It looks like Bobby is coming out on top of that one. Another knight going down, and this king actually might be able to go down, which would be a very nice scoop up for Bobby. It looks like this one knight is going to be save the day and come in clutch. And there we go. They get the surround on that guy, and he's going to be going down. So a nice engage there for Bobby. Cuts off about 3 knights for free, which you absolutely love to see. If you are Bobby, you don't love to see it if you are Beastie or a Beastie fan. Another engage over here. And they actually might get the king now. There we go. Slice and dice down. And so this is a very, very nice engages here for Bobby. He does have the knight lead at this point, so is sitting in a pretty good position. Now remember, Bobby decided to go Castle Age a little bit later, which may lead to why they're sitting in a slightly better position at the current moment. BC is now officially passed in villager count, so I'm assuming it's just been a little bit more idle time. We are floating a decent amount of food. Maybe this is why BC is looking to go a fast Imperial Age. I mean, we're just going to drop the Burke like right here. Where are we going to drop it? We're going to drop it out in the middle. Probably, I mean, if we're going to be honest, we're probably going to secure this gold. And this stone over here, if I had to actually guess, or I mean, well, I guess he could just drop it in here, but I mean, it just doesn't feel as good. And honestly, I don't think he's gonna be going for the other landmark. It's pretty much always Berkshire at this point. The thing has range for absolute days, so why not? We can see that 17 knights, 18 knights are now on the way. So Bobby is going more of an all-in style. So BC just has to defend a little bit, knowing full well he's going to be Imperial Age quite soon and sitting in a very, very good position. Now, when that Imperial Age pops, Bobby's going to have to go in. We can see crossbowmen are now on the menu. Going to have to go in because if that Imperial Age is kind of left unchecked, BC is going to be sitting in a very, very good position, and you need to punish someone that goes up to the next age, because if you're not ready to go up almost right behind them, it's going to be a really rough time for you. And it looks like Beastie is using the power of this healing to just do little pokes here and there, and then move all the way back. Bobby's looking for any sort of entrance into this English base, but the knights are able to move around quite quickly and match the other knights. They will get through, but I don't think you want this engage because your crossbowmen are not here, and Beastie has his. They do end up going for the engage. It looks like one knight's going to be going down. Actually, they all stay alive, which means those will be full health in no time. The wall is going to be going back up, and the Berkshire Palace is actually not what I called. I thought it'd be a little bit farther back. Beastie's going for a quite aggressive one, looking to also secure this, be like, you know what? I see you're securing the sacred site. Let me just take this out of the way. Let me just make sure this Berkshire takes care of it. And as you can see the little aura around, that Berkshire will have no problem ripping that warrior monk apart if they decide to stay and find out, pretty much. Berkshire Palace going down quite quickly. We have 18 villagers on top of it. And it looks like the sacred site will be secure, but that will not be long for this world. Beastie will be able to desync it quite quickly, and here is his army now. The warrior monk decides to charge into battle. Very brave soul, and there you go. That one's done. That one's gone, and we can see that the relics are now 3 to 1. 3 to 2. So Bobby got the best of that, 105 to 107. Bobby is now looking for any sort of engage that he possibly can. He heard that ding up to Imperial Age and knows he has to make something happen. He has 22 knights to Beastie's 11 and 16 crossbowmen to Beastie's 15. So this is the engage that he wants. He's looking to go in, and this is going to be favoring Bobby for sure. We can see that the upgrades are slowly trickling in. BC is trying to get some as well. We can see that the knights are in the backhand line. That's not where they want to be. The warrior monks are getting their revenge. It is 2 religious units going at it, and the monks might be going down, and there we go. They do sneak in at the very last second. This one knight, though, is torturing the backline of these crossbowmen, and it's going to be very, very advantageous. A mangonel is here as well. The crossbowmen are using this gate very, very well, and they got a lot of nice pot shots off from that army. That could prove to be vital at this point, because the longer that BC can keep alive this range mass, the more chip damage he can do. Remember, by this Abbey, he does start to heal up eventually as well once out of combat. So if he can retreat these crossbowmen, they will go back up to full. We can see a very early on hardened spearman coming out. And actually, there's some villagers here. What are you lads doing here? They're dropping a keep drop in BC's base. Let's see if he can defend this. It looks like we do have an outpost that's going up to be fortified as well. And more villagers are going down. This seems very susceptible though. 18, but it's by the Berkshire Palace, I suppose. So here we go. It looks like they're moving in 9 to 9 at the current moment, but now we're starting to find some pay dirt. The villagers are unfortunately retreating into the crossfire, and they're also trying to get down this mangonel. This mangonel needs to get one good pot shot off on this grouping of archers over here, and here they come, torches in hand, looking to burn it down. The mangonel does get a very nice shot onto the range line. They do go down, but that is a quick 9 villagers gone to the good, and a few more go down as well. 19 in total at this point. And it looks like this keep actually will go up, which is going to be very, very annoying for BC to deal with. But I don't think he's super stressed at the current moment just yet. He still has 108 villagers. He still has plenty of production in the back-end side. So we're not hitting the panic button just yet, but this is going to be kind of annoying to deal with, especially with these 2 mangonels coming in. Now, we can still see that Red is screaming across the way. Bobby senses that there's blood in the water, knows he needs to do something as well, because it's Castle Age to Imperial Age, so every time he sits here for a little bit longer, those passive pastures start to cook. As you can see, those enclosures are really getting good value at this point. And also, the crossbowman v crossbowman is always going to be favoring BC. That Springhold does the work and gets a lot of things done. We can see some knights here in the backhand side, and they're starting to really go to work. That's a lot of villagers dead. And if it looks like BC's not seeing because there's so much going on. It's really annoying when you have a keep that's always constantly going off. Actually taking villager down left and right, but with a constant notification bell going off with the English, sometimes you don't always recognize that there's more going on. So there's 32 down at this point. If the knights find this grouping, that could be incredibly bad for Beastie, and here we go. We'll keep checking on over here. The keep looks like it's just safe and sound, but these 2 knights are the absolute MVPs. Their KDA is through the roof, and Beastie finally sees it, but it's a little bit too late at this point. 26 to 107. So we're sitting in a very good spot, but Bobby is still not Imperial Age, which is not good at all for Bobby at this point. He needs to be going up to Imperial as soon as humanly possible. And now the villagers are running into these knights, which is never good. And more are going in. It looks like they can actually get... they're going down. 40 have gone down. Is there anything else going down? I think maybe just every time these kind of go out, this keep takes out another more and more. 43 in total. And let's see, we can see that where's another keep going down? The Berkshire Palace, we just have a bunch of wooden fortresses going down. Berkshire Palace is doing pretty well. These villagers decided they don't want to live anymore, and they're deciding to just run it into a Berkshire Palace, which is peppering them down with flaming hot Cheetos, aka arrows, but close enough. The high armory is being dropped out front for the Roost player. We can see also a lot of siege and a lot of production. Probably needs a little bit more production, honestly, to keep producing this army at the same rate. I believe the BC just did a little chop through on his own, which is incredibly unfortunate timing for him. That bombard is going to be sacrificed. You've been a valiant soldier, but you're going to be leaving the battlefield very shortly. These knights are making sure of that. It's a pretty heavy investment. As you can see, BC does not mind too much about the investment. Has plenty of gold, especially kicking into this 8k gold vein. He still has 5k left, and he has 18 villagers on it constantly collecting. And he has the mining upgrade level 2. So not a problem at all. And there it is. Imperial Age has been reached. We have siege workshops now going down for Bobby. I'm assuming we're going to be seeing probably some mangoes, some springholds. We could get some rams, but probably the rams for this Berkshire Palace, but you never know. We also have Tith Farms coming in for Beastie and setting up a little pseudo little neighborhood over here, if you will. I mean, we love the cobble streets, though, don't we? It's absolutely lovely. It's a beautiful little community to be a part of, so would highly recommend it. If you're in certain parts of the world, I'm sure this would be an absolute fortune, as the housing market goes absolutely crazy, but we'll move on from there. The knights are kind of roaming around looking for anything, any kind of stragglers outside the English current base. We do have one that snuck out here to build a little outpost, and BC just continues to build up his little housing community over here. We do have a cheeky little mining camp going on over here. So these villagers are going to have to defend this quite quickly. But that is a lot of villagers with some men-at-arms in tow. So looking like a much more scary force than what's on over here. We do have some Streltsy, and we also have some elite crossbowmen, but not as scary as a force as you might imagine with 25 minutes into the game hitting Imperial Age with that much food. So it definitely needs to even out the production, but look how much gold he's getting in as well. I mean, at this point, he just needs to just kind of spend these resources down as quickly as humanly possible. But this is going down. I don't think he's realized it just yet, and it won't be until these villagers actually start to attack these villagers that he'll actually realize what's going down. And at this point, now Bobby knows, but it is too little too late. There's no way that this immobile army can get over here quickly enough. You can send a few knights, but it looks like they were also preparing a frontal attack on the Berkshire Palace, which you need backup to do. We also have knights trying to get in over here, but these crossbow are going to make short work of them. And boom, can they one-shot them? Almost. It's literally all 2 health. That is brutal. They almost can one-shot them. That keep goes up. A lot of villagers go down, and Beastie is not taking names and numbers at this point with all these keeps. We can see that there's Beastie's also dropping keeps in his base at the current moment to make himself feel very, very safe. Gonna need a lot more to take down this Berkshire Palace, though. Let me tell you, 4 rams and some knights is not going to be enough, and you're going to need to break through that to get through all of this. But now BC's forces are also coming in from the side. We have about 1,000 castellated spearmen. Is the upgrade coming in? Does not look like it. Incendiary arrows is the selection. There it is. Actually, they ding the golden helmets, and now you have the cheapest unit in the game, but they're so effective. If you ever made it to Imperial Age, I would highly recommend just building a ton of spears as your front line. They are so cheap, so cost effective. So are horsemen as well. So all those kind of like basic units are so effective when it gets to this point in the stage, because you can constantly produce them. As you can see, 10 are in the queue. A bombard as well. BC has his own ramps. We also have hand cannoneers, which are pretty good at taking down siege from afar. And there is the mango shot. Mangoes are a great response into this, but now these hand cannoneers are just peppering this thing down 15 at a time, and there it goes. Goodbye. It's been fun, and now we're moving on. Now the AoE damage is gone. The rams have broken through. We're going to start to focus down these siege workshops. We have a mangonel coming out of this one. We're going to have to get out of the way quite quickly, because these hand cannoneers are going to be able to take it down again, and there is the mango. It is quickly focused down. Let's see if it actually makes it out. Can it get one shot off? One shot off over here would be so nice. There it goes. It does get a nice shot off, but not nearly enough damage as you would have expected. And incendiary arrows are raining hellfire down on the Rus player, completely torching all these Streltsy that pop out. We can see that this keep is also built a little ram. It's going to start to take out all this back end side. And I don't think that Bobby can do much about this. Here comes the Kremlin Gremlins. 3 mangoes actually pop out of nowhere, but the incendiary arrows are quickly focusing all of them, and this one Springhole is doing work. Puts in work, and all 3 go down almost instantly. That's incredibly unfortunate for Bobby. That's a huge investment at this point in the game. Has plenty of food, but no gold coming in anymore. Beastie has it very well set out kind of range and is constantly getting upgrades. This bombard is going to be going down to the Kremlins, but that's about it. It looks like they're looking for another siege workshop, and there they go. These rams cannot be taken down. Streltsy are doing their best. I will say though, these only have 17 seconds left. Once they go down, what is left for the Rus player? Beastie is building another keep, and it looks like now it's make or break time at this point. Get the butter knives out. They're trying to take them down. They do not get out in time. And boiling oil almost instantly takes down all the villagers. And there is the GG's. Beastie pulls it out. Even though he got a keep dropped in his base. Well played there from Bobby. You tried. Beastie is one of the best in the game. So well played to both of these players. If you guys did enjoy, please do leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great night.